You've just brought out a book about nutrition in the home, nutrition for the family. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so the book is called Food, Love, Family, and it's a book to support anybody who's raising children and wants to kind of raise them with a love and a good relationship with the foods that are going to love them back for the rest of their lives. So I think that when we can help, if we can help parents to go back to kind of a simpler view of how we can in fact prepare simple healthful foods for our children, and they can really teach our children to love the right things from the start. So that's my approach in the book.
You're a mom yourself, you have 3 boys, and I imagine that you've been in the situation of having a plate of broccoli that loves the kid, but the kid doesn't love the broccoli back.
Yes.
How do you work with that?
Excellent question. The key is when you want the children to eat healthful foods, they have to be prepared in a way that's delicious. I once had somebody send me a recipe for broccoli where they said, just put some water into the pot, put some broccoli in there, steam it, and then squeeze a lemon over top of the broccoli and feed that to the children. Because this was someone who was extreme about no salt, no sugar, no fat. And I thought, that is sure to kill my children's love of broccoli forever.
Yeah.
So I would say if you want broccoli to sell, stir fry it with a little bit of olive oil, some garlic and onion, make it flavorful, add a bit of soy sauce if you have access to that, add a little bit of butter, add a sprinkle of salt, bring out the flavor of that broccoli, and then, this is the key, let your children see you enjoying that broccoli. You don't have to say a word. If children over time repeatedly see their parents enjoying healthful foods, at some point they will want to try that too, without us having to force our children or sort of have a stressful situation at the meal table.
Yeah, where you're saying you have to eat this now.
Exactly.
It's good for you, you must. How important is the family meal, that ritual of sitting down together as a family unit in terms of enjoying food, eating the right things?
I think the family meal is actually key. It's key not only because we tend to consume more healthful foods when we're eating together with our family. The foods are well thought out. They may have been prepared by someone who actually cares for the health of the people eating that meal, which we can't always say about the processed food industry. They're generally, and this isn't always the case, but generally profits are the main concern of the food manufacturer, and the main concern of a loving caregiver is the health of the consumer. So they will hold back just a little bit on the amount of salt or fat or butter or sugar or whatever it is. They'll cut back just a little because they know that the health of the consumer is of primary importance. I think the family meal is beautiful for so many reasons. Around the table, children learn so much about how food is consumed, also about how we can communicate through food. We pass on so much more than good eating habits. We pass on our history. We teach our children where they come from, who they are, and in some ways, who they want to be. And we do that all through food at the family meal.
That speaks to a very specific class bracket, if you will. You have a table, you have a home where you're cooking things in the home kitchen, you've got the appliances that one needs to do that, and the means to get luxurious, to a point, ingredients, even if it's organic food.
Yes.
Here there's a big premium on luxury foods, even if it's fruit and vegetables.
Yeah.
And how do you respond to the needs of people who are in poorer economic brackets?
Yes.
Who, because of work, have to buy food on the way into a taxi station, train station, don't have the means to create these family feasts?
Right, absolutely. And firstly, just to clarify, I don't think the family meal needs to be a feast. I think maybe once or twice a year there's a family feast, but the family meal for me can be a very simple affair as long as it involves whole, real foods. They don't have to be glamorously, does not have to be a high wire act. A simple bowl of brown rice with some stir-fried broccoli and a lean protein on the side is a perfect family meal and can be actually prepared quite quickly. Even something like a scrambled egg and some whole grain toast with a fruit on the side. That is a balanced breakfast that if a mother and a child sit down together, that qualifies in my mind as a family meal. In response to the question of sort of under-resourced families and how they can achieve this, I think the best advice that I can give is to do the best you can with the resources that are available. To some extent, that's what we're all doing. We're trying to maximize our food dollar, and we don't necessarily need to go for the maximum amount of calories, because in general, our problem is too many empty calories, but rather to focus on nutrient density. So to choose foods that have the highest nutritional value for their caloric content. So I think certainly, resource shortages are a big problem. And I think that's a problem we need to address while we're still delivering the message of, whenever you can, with whatever food budget is available, choose smaller amounts of real foods, because they will support your health in the long run, and they'll keep you satisfied for longer as well, because those aren't the empty calories that will lead to